Here's a question for you. Is the E-2 the perfect visa for you? My name's Ben Freer, and on this video, I'm going to share some tips to help you answer that question. Now, of course, most things in life aren't perfect, and that's especially true for U.S. non-immigrant visa options. Many visas have requirements that make them either difficult or impossible for most people to obtain. However, for a lot of people, the E-2 visa is attainable and it offers amazing benefits and flexibility. So let me give you just a really brief overview of the E-2 visa. The E-2 visa allows entrepreneurs who are from treaty countries to come to the United States to run a business as long as their investment in that business meets the E-2 visa requirements. Now, I'm not going to go down a rabbit hole and talk to you about all the E-2 requirements, but suffice to say that they're fairly reasonable. There's no minimum investment requirement, there's no specific job creation requirement, and you don't have to prove that you are exceptional in order to qualify. So this option is actually within reach for a lot of people. However, just because the E-2 visa is attainable doesn't mean that it's the right fit for you. So here are a few questions to help you determine if it would be a good fit for you and your situation. So the first question you should ask yourself is, are you business-minded? In other words, do you actually want to run a business? Now you may be thinking, well, thank you, Captain Obvious. Of course I'm interested in running a business. That's why I'm watching a video on the E-2 visa. Why else would I be learning about this topic? But let me explain where I'm coming from. There are two types of people who contact me and ask me about the E-2 visa. Some people who I speak with are first and foremost entrepreneurs. This is the group that is constantly thinking about business. They educate themselves about business by listening to podcasts and reading different books. They have a lot of conversations with friends and family about business ideas. They love the idea of building their own pirate ship, building a business that's going to give them personal and financial freedom. People in this group appreciate the thrill of running a business, but they know that inevitably there's going to be ups and downs. They accept this reality, and they're able to power through the difficult times because they're focused on creating something special. As Steve Jobs would say, they want to make a dent in the universe, or at least create a business that will support themselves and their family. People in this group are generally a great fit for the E-2 visa. But there's another type of person that reaches out to me to talk about the E-2 visa. This type of person doesn't really care about running a business. They would prefer to be an employee, but maybe they have friends or family in the United States and they want to explore the E-2 visa as a way to be able to live in the United States for an extended period of time. So what do I do when someone like that reaches out to my practice? I typically discourage them from going down the E-2 visa path. Now sure, it is possible that someone who's always preferred to be an employee could grow to appreciate entrepreneurship, and they could grow to love the process of running their own business. But here's the problem. You are going to have to maintain your E-2 business and in most cases grow it to the point where you're employing other people in order to continue to qualify for E-2 status. So this could lead to a situation where you feel stuck. You don't necessarily want to leave the United States and your friends or family, but at the same time, you don't really want to run this business either, which is the whole reason why you're able to stay in the United States. So if you're someone who is looking at the E-2 visa as a means to an end, then I suggest that you think long and hard about what it's like to run a business and try to envision yourself doing that and really think about whether or not this is a life that you are going to enjoy. Entrepreneurship has been glamorized recently, but it is certainly not for everyone. And if entrepreneurship isn't for you, then more than likely the E-2 visa is not going to be a great fit. All right, now let's say that you do want to run a business in the United States. You're excited about entrepreneurship, your heart's in it, and you're ready to go. Well, you're going to have to think about another question before you can answer this overall question of whether or not the E-2 is the perfect visa for you. And that question is, are you okay with the E-2 drawbacks? Are you okay with the limitations? Now, when you get an E-2 visa, your spouse can get work authorization, which is fantastic. Also, your kids can go to school. This is great. However, your children do age out of status at the age of 21. This is obviously not ideal. Also, you're going to have to maintain your E-2 visa. You're going to have to create some jobs. You're going to have to apply for extensions or renewals. You will have to maintain 50% equity in the company. Also, there's no direct path to a green card. So you could be in the United States creating all these jobs, and that doesn't directly lead to a US green card, which can be frustrating for some people. So it's important that you understand these limitations before you decide to apply for an E-2 visa. Okay, so you have decided that you're into entrepreneurship, you want to start a business in the United States, you're okay with the E-2 visa limitations. The last question you have to ask yourself is, are you comfortable taking a financial risk? So here's the thing with the E-2 visa investment. You have to actually place your money at risk before you will qualify for the E-2 visa. So think about this. How weird is that? You have to go down the road of paying for things that you will need for your business before you even know if you can obtain the status that will allow you to actively manage that business in the United States. And that level of commitment, that level of risk, is difficult for a lot of people to accept. So there you have it. Is the E-2 the perfect visa for you? Well, of course, it sort of depends. If you're an entrepreneur and you're okay with the E-2 visa limitations, and you are in a position to take a financial risk, then the E-2 visa could be a great fit. If you feel that the E-2 visa may be a good fit, I encourage you to reach out to one of the many amazing US immigration lawyers out there who would be happy to chat with you about the ins and outs of the visa and the process of applying for it. I hope this video was helpful. If you did enjoy it, please like it or pass it along to someone who could benefit from it. Thank you for your time.